Hello everyone, this is Travalgar Valentine. How's it going today? Today is a nice rainy day here in the northwest of England. I've got the day off work, which is nice. Lots of art done today, lots of art done this weekend, which is good. Don't work weekends, so it's brilliant. Anyway, today I wanted to do another quick talk, maybe get some ideas flowing and stuff. I like to do a few little quick talks to a video just for self-reference mainly, but you can use my advice if you want to pick up some ideas from them. Enjoy them all, just my opinions though. Today I want to talk about art goals. Conducting that vision inside your head of where you want to go. You don't really build a house just by thinking you can just put bricks together and it'll appear something. You've got to have a vision in your mind about where it's going to go. And in reference that to art, each picture you create is like a brick for a house. So where would you want your house to look like in 10 years? What would your art want to look like in 10 years? What kind of effect do you want the art to actually have on people in 10 years? What do you want people to see in you in 10 years? What will you have to go through to make the art perfect and in a good line in 10 years? There's lots of different variables and things to think of, because you've got to keep all resolutions of reality happy, i.e. you've got to keep your friends and family happy. So if you're doing pictures of a certain genre that's very subversive, i.e. like black metal, death art or something like that, your friends and your family, unless they're into that kind of death metal stuff, they're not going to appreciate it as much as when you're doing like cutie landscape pictures or something like that, or animal pictures or that. And then you've got the resolution of your culture. So how is society going to look at you upon this? If you maintain yourself as a productive member of society, which I have, I am a nice quiet citizen, I pay my taxes, I work nearly 50 hours a week, everything's fine, culture just can't really do anything with me at the moment. I just do my art in my free time, hoping for the best. So that's a culture sorted out. So then the next resolution of reality is you yourself as a human, maybe your country, so representing English way for myself. Then representing your history as well, so what can you do that's part of your ancestry, I don't know, but you've got to take all these different conceptions into mind, not just now, but also a week from now, or a day, tomorrow, a week, a month, a year, 10 years, 50 years, and how this is going to all be. And throughout that time between now and 10 years, what would you, 10 years is a good distance. Let's see what we can do in 10 years. And once you've done 10 years of something, I presume the next 20 or 30 is going to be a bit more simpler, or you might have a different change of heart. So let's just see what you can do in maybe about 10 years. What do you want to achieve as an artist? What do you hope to gain from it? There is certain motivations and stuff like that. If you wanted to go the money way, you wanted to just make it for a profit, you can find out what's popular and go into advertisement and commercial business, which I don't really recommend for yourself, because you design a lot of artwork for other people for their profit gains. And whereas you could do art to better yourself every day and get the experience of bettering yourself, getting that experience of a daily routine of discipline, of transforming visions from your head into the materialistic world, which is much more rewarding over the long run. Even now, at the moment where my client and commission business basis is very, very little, and I can do a lot of things that I want to do. The things that I want to do, I do it for myself as well. I'm very, very guided in a certain direction. And through that 10 years, you got to think there's going to be a lot of chaos. There's got to be a lot of unpredictable events. And there's a lot of irrelevant information that you don't need in those 10 years. And to bring up Jordan Peterson's kind of analogy, how he defines the world by chaos and order. Chaos, the things you can't really control and can't predict. And order is where you go through that chaos and you seek the right path through it. So to bring an analogy to a day, excuse me, bring that analogy into a daily basis, you could say that the chaos of the day is you've got a stressful day at work, you've got 12 hours, your friend comes around and he's brought 5 friends over, so they want to party afterwards. And your car breaks down, you trip over and you go to the hospital for an hour after work, and a situation because of the house where it happened, where something smashes, and you've got a lot of chaos in that single day, and you've got to try and find the order in that chaotic day to bring yourself to the justification that you're still progressing. And that can happen throughout those 10 years in many different resolutions of chaos, and you have to find the order every day, because the order of every day is where it's more sensitive. If you apply yourself in the present with the long-term goals where it's more sensitive and get yourself into a routine, it becomes a lot easier. So for myself in that way, when I bring my own ideas into it, I do my artwork as soon as the day starts and before anything else wakes up. So I get up 3 or 4 hours before I start my shift, and I do my 2 hours of video making, video editing, creating my art, monetizing my art, whatever it is I need to do for that particular day to help produce it further. So whatever happens in that day, I know that I've always got the backup that what I did this morning was better. And yes, there will be situations where I can't predict the night before, so I can't really get up as early, but that will happen, and as long as I've got maybe 3 or 4 days out of the week of that, it'll work out brilliant. So as long as I've got like 20 days out of the month working towards that, it's brilliant. As long as I've got like 8 months of that working throughout the year, that's brilliant. And as long as I can do that continuously for 8 years, that works out fine. And you've got to understand what kind of goals you're looking for in those 10 years. Do you want to become a professional artist? And do you want to become a better person, a more honest person? Trying to think. I mean, there's going to be major and minor demands. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes down here. Major and minor demands throughout that order as well, where the order is going to be guided. So I've got my YouTube videos, monetizing and socializing the events, and websites to look at and events to go to and stuff like that. And you've got to monetize your order throughout that, and you've got to try and keep a constant pace going at. So for a day I try and do about half a drawing or 1 full drawing in that day, maybe 1 canvas, perhaps maybe half a canvas, maybe 1 video. So I can do either one of those things in the day, it'll progress, and I might even 30 minutes on the internet sorting out my art stuff. So any one of those 4 options that I have in that day, that'll make my art better, because I'll either progress with my art portfolio, progress in my art projects, progress in my communication on the internet, and also progress myself in skills. So I've got those 4 choices in the day that I can do. Then to monetize that into the week, I'm not sure if that's the right terminology to use, but to monetize that in the week, if I can do maybe 3 to 5 drawings in that week, or 3 to 5 canvases, or 3 to 5 videos, or 2 hours spent on the internet, again those 4 options, and then better myself as well, that makes that week good. Then I can progress that further to a month. So in a month hopefully I can do 9 to 20 drawings, maybe 9 to 20 different canvases, or 9 to 20 different videos, or spent maybe 10 hours on the internet sorting out my art stuff. That'll be good as well. And then I can push that to the next year. So in the year maybe 100 to 300 drawings, 100 to 300 canvases. And I'm keeping that 100 as like a minimum base, which is just right. That'll just push me a little bit ahead. Although it's a little bit higher than what I'm expected, but it's not too high to be an extravagant goal. But it's sort of like a minimum of what would be a good progressive journey. And then I've got the 300, which is just absurd, and it's something there that I'm trying to achieve. It's quite a lot, and it's going to take a lot of discipline for it, but it's there as an objective. And because I have that idea in my mind about what I need to actually do to make it excellent or make it good, I can keep that in my subconscious, and I will transform the order out of the chaos every single day to try to achieve that. Even if I don't have to write it down or try and tell anybody. I just have to try and control my discipline, control my free time every single day towards those things, even if it means giving up playing on the PlayStation, giving up socialising, although it is going to cost some sort of isolation and sort of self-reflection, self-motivation, control of emotions, control of the ego and stuff, and then trying to actually push that to 10 years. So what do I want to do in 10 years? 2 to 5,000 drawings would be good. 2 to 5,000 canvases. 2 to 5,000 videos. And God knows how many internet time spent. Maybe instead of internet time, maybe about 10 websites being put on and sold 300 pieces or something. So then I've got that perspective of what I need to achieve tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and in 10 years. And although those are talking about quality sense, in the progression of creating that greater quality, well, increasing the greater project, the more practice I'll get throughout that, the better my skills will improve. Because I've noticed from my beginning card drawings at the start of January, where they were just basic line drawings done in 10 minutes, and now where I've spent sometimes 2 to 3 hours doing one card drawing instead of 10 minutes, which is better in the long run because I can sell it more, it looks a lot better. And where was I going? Well, anyway, what kind of safety can you give this art goals? You know, how are you going to protect it over those 10 years? Are you going to protect it by convincing yourself you're going in the right direction? Are you going to protect it by convincing your friends and family when they see your stuff on Facebook that you're passionate about that? Are you going to convince society that you're still a good person, that you can just do your art in spare time and not bother anyone? And you've got to think about security. How are you going to protect it from any external environments you can't really predict? When situations go bad, how can you actually protect it? You just got to know that in time, the best idea will win. That there will be situations and setbacks where maybe you go on holiday for 2 weeks and you can't do any paintings or drawings. You have to move away somewhere and pack up all your art stuff for a week. The garage could burn down, or your studio, wherever you want to draw. You could fail on YouTube, you could get involved in lawsuits. But in time, if you still progress throughout it, it will come through. It will come through, and you will come out as a better person. It's not easy. I mean, it's difficult to say how you're going to do this for 10 years, but you just have to take it one day at a time. And each day, the more you do it, the better it becomes. If you keep on laying those bricks down, the vision of the house will become. If you keep laying those seeds down every day, the forest will grow. You just have to keep a long vision perspective. You will come out transcendental at the end, because you are commanding the order out of the chaos, and you are finding the order out of the chaos. I mean, what gives the goals? Why would you want to discipline you every single day? Why would you want to go through that? And if you don't have any recognition from popularity in yourself, what are you really doing this for? Are you doing it for entertainment purpose for 10 years? Are you doing it to a future career perhaps in 10 years? For me, I would like a future career in it. I really enjoy art, and if I can do art 20 hours a week while still working 50 hours, if I can get rid of those 50 hours and I can do a 70-hour art week, I think I'll be unstoppable with my creations. At the rate that I'm going now, so far for me, if I want to talk about my car drawings, which is the big main focal point of my time I'm using now, I've done about, so far this year, I've done about 200 car drawings, no, 200 car videos, about 250 car drawings. I've done about 50 to 70 different canvases, and I'm on 4 or 5 different websites. My internet's lacking down, but my internet communication's lacking down. But so far, with those 200 videos, 300 car drawings, and that, it's going quite well. So far, I've already achieved. It's halfway through the year, and I've already achieved my yearly goal. And you can write this all down for yourself. I personally don't write it down because that vision is that vivid in my head. I've been doing it for a year and a half now. I don't need to write it down. But it could be easier for you to start off with. Spend 10 minutes. That's all it is, 10 minutes. Write down what would make this day a better day. And even if it includes cleaning up your house, or cooking a better meal for someone, or socialising at work a bit better, something that's going to be less stressful and cause less problems and make things easier in the long run, the more the art will flow. The last thing you need is to try to produce your art in a messy environment, in a stressful work life, and a failing relationship. Although it doesn't seem very relevant, seeing as art is taking up a lot of your spare time, your art will reflect your psychology. And if you're, that's seen in a lot of people. Some popular people like on YouTube, Peter Draws, his artwork reflects. As you can see, he doesn't want to label anything, he wants to just draw random pictures and see where the lines go. Mark Crilly, popular on YouTube, he wants to produce his anime style. Chris Dyer, in his artwork you can see that it's free flowing, very colourful, very bright, to give that effect. Alex Gray, very similar. He reflects within his drawings, being that he wants to produce the emotions in a materialistic way, and you can see the unseen. That's going to be very transcendental. So yeah, write down your art goals. What's going to make tomorrow better? How are you going to make tomorrow a better day? And the more, although maybe the first 2-3 weeks even might seem tedious, 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, it's going to get really annoying. But once you get into a routine, the next 2 months of it, it's going to be simple. So maybe write down, after this video, for yourself, write down, if you are an artist and you want to achieve something, what you want to achieve, what you need to achieve in 10 years, how are you going to do that on a daily basis, how much are you going to create or go towards that on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis in 10 years. And once you've had that idea in your mind, that you have sent that signal in your brain to think about future consequences, which is one very strong distinguishing factor that separates us from the animals, is that we can think in the future. So if you can distinctively activate your mind to think about the future and about what you want to achieve, the reality that is around you on a daily basis will open up. As Jordan Peterson again explains the order and chaos, and in the order you'll see relevant information and tools and obstacles. The tools of what you want in 10 years time will be found. You have hardwired your brain to think about 10 years, and things that are around you that will become relevant to help you achieve that will shine forth. It could be possible people at your workplace that might express ideas or have connections in publication business that could be extremely relevant to your artwork. You could find someone who enjoys the same style and things that you do, and they can share your opinions and ideas. You could have a special offer in your town on some art materials that's going to really help you. You could try out new effects that you could help you. So the tools will find its way, and the obstacles, you've just got to push past them as soon as possible. Any problems that you have that's going to reflect on this goal, get rid of the problems straight away, as soon as you possibly can. Be really optimistic about it and just think about time. Yes, there is going to be stressful days, stressful weeks at work. It's going to be fine. You have bad days at work, good days at work. Doesn't matter. It's not temporary. Bad things happen all the time. And honestly, you won't believe how many bad things will happen in your life. You just got to keep pushing past that, and it will make you a stronger person in the long run. Remember about the good karma kind of way. Be a good person, and then good things will come to you. And you just got to be patient. Be patient. Remember, the best idea will win, and the best idea in 10 years will find.